Hello there, everybody. This is the first week of the 1986 MLB replay through Strat-O-Matic baseball board game. So before we jump into the first week, there's a couple major milestones that might be achieved during the 86 season. The first, 3,000 career strikeouts by starting pitcher Bert Blyleven of the Minnesota Twins. He's currently sitting at 2,875 strikeouts. He needs 125. He averages about 180 per season. So it's expected around August or game 106 when he should tie or break that. 500 career home runs. Third baseman Mike Schmidt from the Philadelphia Phillies. He's currently at 458. He needs 42. He averages about 33 per season. He has hit over 40 a couple times in his career. So he's expected either to match it at the end of the season or might have to stretch into early of 87, around May. 4,000 career strikeouts. Starting pitcher Steve Carlton of the Philadelphia Phillies. He's currently sitting at 3,920. He needs 80. He averages about 127 per season. He's expected sometime in August to match that, maybe around game 100. 300 career wins. Starting pitcher Don Sutton of the California Angels. He currently has 295. He needs 5 more. He averages about 15 per season. So they're expecting maybe in May, around game 65, for potentially hitting that mark. So those are 4 things that we'll be kind of looking at as we go throughout the season. As you can see here, that Bert Blyleven, Steve Carlton, and Don Sutton have pretty good expectations of getting it during this replay. Mike Schmidt, there's potential there, but we don't know. He might not make it during this replay. So let's jump into opening day. Opening day, Monday, April 7th, 1986. The Cleveland Indians are at the Baltimore Orioles. This is the first game of the season between starting pitcher Tom Candiotti of the Indians against Scott McGregor of the Orioles. Cleveland pulls it out 7-3. The Milwaukee Brewers against the Chicago White Sox. Milwaukee wins 4-2. One little tidbit from this game is DH Ron Kittle from the Chicago White Sox gets hurt in his first at bat, and he is out for 15 games. He's expected to return around the end of the month, around the 27th, when they play the Detroit Tigers. Philadelphia Phillies at the Cincinnati Reds. The Phillies take this one 8-3. Mike Schmidt and Steve Carlton start towards their milestone in the win. Mike Schmidt had 0 home runs, but Steve Carlton picked up the win and 7 strikeouts. Boston Red Sox at the Detroit Tigers. Boston wins 6-4 in 11. DH Don Baylor, he gets hurt for the Red Sox at his second at bat. He's out 3 games and he's expected to return by the end of the week around the 12th against the Chicago White Sox. Willie Hernandez blows the save in the 9th and then eventually blows the lead in the 11th. San Diego Padres at the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers look dominant in their 11-1 victory as they look for another NL West Division crown. Fernando Valenzuela had a great pitching performance with 12 strikeouts. Tuesday, April 8th, San Francisco Giants at the Houston Astros. Giants win 5-2. Rookies Will Clark, first baseman, and second baseman Robbie Thompson start against Nolan Ryan. And the Giants take this one. San Diego Padres at the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers look good again in their win, 7-1 over the Padres. Kansas City Royals at the New York Yankees. The World Series champ Royals, in defending their title, end up getting beat 8-4. Minnesota Twins at the Oakland Athletics. Minnesota wins 8-6 in extras. Jose Canseco starts his rookie campaign in left for the A's. New York Mets at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mets win 4-3 in extras, but they look very sloppy in this win. California Angels at the Seattle Mariners. California takes the win 5-4 with rookie first baseman Wally Joyner of the Angels against the rookie second baseman Danny Tartabull of the Seattle Mariners. Angels pull it out. Chicago Cubs at the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cubs win 8-6, and the Cardinals, the NL defending champions, defend their title in the loss. The Toronto Blue Jays at the Texas Rangers. Rangers come back to win in extras, 10-8. Wednesday, April 9th, the Montreal Expos at the Atlanta Braves. The Braves take it 3-2. Expos and the Braves both look flat to begin the season. Cleveland Indians at the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore evens things up with some timely hitting, 5-3. The Milwaukee Brewers at the Chicago White Sox. The first triple play of the season was completed in this game with the bases loaded. DH Scott Bradley of the White Sox hit a line drive to second baseman Jim Gantner of the Brewers, who then tagged out the runner coming from first and touched the bag in an unassisted triple play. But the White Sox still take home the win, 7-4. Philadelphia Phillies at the Cincinnati Reds. Pete Rose homers in his first game in his final year before becoming the full-time manager, with the Reds 9-5 over the Phillies. Boston Red Sox at the Detroit Tigers. Boston wins 8-3. They look solid behind the 8 Ks from Roger Clemens. San Francisco Giants at the Houston Astros. Starting pitcher for the Astros, Mike Scott, fans 14 in shutout of San Francisco 2-0. San Diego Padres at the Los Angeles Dodgers. LA keeps steamrolling 4-2. And Padres rookie John Kruk debuts. Kansas City Royals at the New York Yankees. Dennis Rasmussen blanks the Royals in another Yankee win, 2-0. Minnesota Twins at the Oakland Athletics. Bert Blyleven blanks Oakland with 7 Ks, for his first victory, 2-0. California Angels at Seattle Mariners. The Angels look a little tight and bland in their 4-2 victory. Toronto Blue Jays at the Texas Rangers. Toronto bounces back to win 4-1 in defense of their AL East crown. Thursday, April 10th. Montreal Expos at the Atlanta Braves. It's the same score as yesterday with the same result. Braves 3-2 in a snooze fest. Cleveland Indians at the Baltimore Orioles. Cleveland's lineup is very scary, putting up 9 in a 9-2 victory over the Orioles. The Milwaukee Brewers at the Chicago White Sox. Chicago's first baseman, Greg Walker, is hitting over 600 in his first 3 games, helping the White Sox win 6-5. The Boston Red Sox at the Detroit Tigers. Boston's rally comes up short against the hapless Tigers, 5-4 for the Tigers. San Francisco Giants at the Houston Astros. Houston blows it again against the Giants in extras, 7-6. San Diego Padres at the Los Angeles Dodgers. LA looks normal in their first loss of the year, 6-3. Kansas City Royals at the New York Yankees. Yankees sweep Royals 6-3. And the Yankees look very solid to open the season. Minnesota Twins at the Oakland Athletics. Oakland's Jose Canseco and Dave Kingman bash their way to a 7-5 victory. California Angels at the Seattle Mariners. California sweeps the bad Seattle pitching 7-5. Don Sutton gets his first win with the Angels. Chicago Cubs at the St. Louis Cardinals. Starting pitcher for the Cardinals, Danny Cox, has a strong outing in the 4-3 victory. Toronto Blue Jays at the Texas Rangers. Texas surprises the Blue Jays in 10, 5-4. New York Mets at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates win on Sid Bream's walk-off home run in the 9th, 2-1. Friday, April 11th. Boston Red Sox at the Chicago White Sox. In a marathon game, the Red Sox win 4-3 in 17. Detroit Tigers at the Cleveland Indians. Tigers squeak by the Indians 3-2. The Atlanta Braves at the Houston Astros. Astros win 6-4, but lose slugging first baseman Glenn Davis, who will be out for 6 games. He is expected to return at the end of next week, around the 20th, against the Reds. And in a 1985 matchup of the ALCS, the Toronto Blue Jays at the Kansas City Royals. Toronto takes game 1, 6-4. The San Francisco Giants at the Los Angeles Dodgers. Giants humble Dodger starter Jerry Royce, 7-1. Seattle Mariners at the Minnesota Twins. Twins escape the M's 5-4. Mariners are the best 0-4 team. Milwaukee Brewers at the New York Yankees. Yankees beat up the Brewers 6-0. The California Angels at the Oakland Athletics. Oakland KOs the Angels' winning streak for their first loss, 7-4 in 15. New York Mets at the Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets whipped Philadelphia's pitching 8-3. Chicago Cubs at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Cubs power past the Pirates and look dominant in the win, 12-1. Cincinnati Reds at the San Diego Padres. Cincinnati's Pete Rose leads the team to victory, 3-1. Montreal Expos at the St. Louis Cardinals. Montreal wins 3-2. Montreal has great pitching, but no offense. And the Baltimore Orioles at the Texas Rangers. The Orioles bats wake up against the young Ranger pitching and win 13-6 in extras. Saturday, April 12th. Boston Red Sox at the Chicago White Sox. Boston's first baseman Billy Buckner hits first grand slam of the year in their 9-0 victory. Detroit Tigers at the Cleveland Indians. Detroit's solid defense and pitching in 5-0 victory. Atlanta Braves at the Houston Astros. Atlanta's Craig McMurtry outduels Houston's Mark Knudsen, 3-2 for the victory. Toronto Blue Jays at Kansas City Royals. Kansas City evens up the series late, 3-2. San Francisco Giants at the Los Angeles Dodgers. Fernando has another dominant start against the Giants. Strikes out 10 in 2-1 victory. Seattle Mariners at the Minnesota Twins. Mariners bats finally awake against the Twins in 13-9 victory. Milwaukee Brewers at the New York Yankees. Yankees win 9-5, and they strive for their 5th win of the season. California Angels at the Oakland Athletics. The Angels pull out another victory with timely hitting from rookie first baseman Wally Joyner, 3-2. New York Mets at the Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets look flat again in win against the hopeless Phillies, 3-2. Chicago Cubs at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Cubs murder Pirates pitching again, 12-8. Cincinnati Reds at the San Diego Padres. San Diego starting to put it together a little bit in 7-5 victory. They just need another offensive spark. Montreal Expos at the St. Louis Cardinals. And Montreal wins another squeaker, 4-3. Baltimore Orioles at the Texas Rangers. Baltimore's hot in Texas. Batters another Ranger rookie, 7-2. Sunday, April 13th. Boston Red Sox at the Chicago White Sox. Multiple errors cost the Red Sox victory. with White Sox 7-4 win. Detroit Tigers at the Cleveland Indians. Julio Franco's grand slam starts the avalanche of runs. 12-0. Atlanta Braves at the Houston Astros. Astros outlast the Braves 5-4. Blue Jays at the Royals. 85 Cy Young winner Brett Saberhagen shuts down the Jays 8-1. San Francisco Giants at the Los Angeles Dodgers. Giants sneak past their rivals 5-4. Seattle Mariners at the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota's Gary Gaetti leads the Twins past the Mariners 9-5. Milwaukee Brewers at the New York Yankees. Milwaukee wins 7-5, but Rickey Henderson's grand slam highlight of the game. California Angels at the Oakland Athletics. Angels end the week on high with fifth win, 8-3. New York Mets at the Philadelphia Phillies. Lousy Phillies pitching dooms them against the Mets, 7-2. Chicago Cubs at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates starting Jose De Leon pitches a gem against the Cubs, 5-1. Cincinnati Reds at the San Diego Padres. San Diego outslugs the Reds, 8-7. Montreal Expos at the St. Louis Cardinals. The game no one wanted to win goes to the Expos after 5 lead changes late. Montreal 12-10 in 11. Baltimore Orioles at the Texas Rangers. Baltimore sweeps the young Rangers with 6-5 victory. That is the results from the first week of the replay from April 7th through April 13th. And the week 1 summary. The top teams of the week. New York Yankees were 5-1. The California Angels were 5-1. The New York Mets were 4-1. The Boston Red Sox were 4-2. The Los Angeles Dodgers were 4-3. Now the not top teams of the week. Seattle Mariners were 1-5. Philadelphia Phillies were 1-5. St. Louis Cardinals were 1-4. Toronto Blue Jays were 2-4. And finally, the Milwaukee Brewers were 2-4 as well. Now, currently, I don't have any standings or statistics. Not until the end of the 86 games, due to mainly that I already kind of started doing the season before I wanted to start putting videos and PowerPoints together to kind of show how I was doing it. So it's a running total for everything. So actually I didn't have, at the end of the week what the records and stats are. So there won't be any standings. And there won't be any statistics until I get to week 4, where I saved the stuff for April. But I was able to kind of put together who's the current leaders in the leagues to start. So in the American League, the East, the New York Yankees are leading with a 5-1 record. In the Central, the Minnesota Twins with a 4-2 record. And the West, the California Angels with a 5-1 record. So the Yankees, Twins, and Angels are the division leaders after the first week. In the National League, in the East is the New York Mets at a 4-1 record. Central is the Chicago Cubs at a 3-2 record. And the West is San Francisco Giants at a 4-2 record. So this ends the first week of the replay of 1986. Hopefully your team is doing good. We will see if these 6 division leaders can make through another week up on top. And for now, that's all I got for this week. Remember to keep watching, and we'll have week 2 up soon. Have a good night, and play ball, everybody.